Hey y'all, hope all is well. Happy Monday. So I decided to take a break from the Sinistry report that I'm working on right now for a client and do a crossword puzzle while I talk about some current events. So the first thing I want to discuss is this Instagram reel um, that I stumbled upon last night. Yeah, and you know how you be on Instagram or even YouTube, or it could be Twitter, one of these social media platforms, and it be a post that grabs your attention, and you might spend the next, what, like 15, 20, 30 minutes either analyzing it, reading the comments, researching the topic further. So that's what happened with this one situation. So I wanted to discuss it while I complete this crossword puzzle. Happy Taurus season. So now we're going to switch gears from Aries to Taurus words in the crossword puzzle. So if I see any words pertaining to Taurus, I'm sure there's going to be quite a few of them in each of these puzzles. I'm going to point them out. Okay, let's get started. So the first the first topic of discussion is going to be about the rapper Cameron. He's a rapper that is my age. We're both 49, and his birthday is not too far away from mine. So he's an Aquarius. I'm a Sagittarius. He was born in 76. I was born in 75. And the crazy thing about Cameron is that when I would hear, and I was a fan of his, not a big fan of his, but I did have his CD. I think it's called Confessions of Fire or something like that. Back in the 90s when it came out, I did like a few of his songs and stuff like that. And I really liked his flow. And I used to say, like, I used to be like, if my dad was a rapper, he would rap like Cameron. And Cameron's an Aquarius, my father's an Aquarius. So when I looked at Cameron's chart, I see that he has Venus at the 11th degree of Capricorn. And my ascendant is at the 11th degree of Capricorn. So his Venus is right on my ascendant. So that makes sense why I said he reminds me of how my father would rap. I think that's just crazy, but that's the way astrology works. I mean, it could be crazy like that. All right, so let me start playing this puzzle, and I'm gonna pull up this reel that I stumbled upon last night dealing with Cameron, and it had me shocked. I was shocked. Okay, observe Yom Kippur say, pray? No, I don't fast. hmm That's definitely not Taurus, because Taurus loves to eat. In the thick of, that sounds like Taurus thick. In the thick of, no, we'll skip that. Nine across, hooded snake. That would be a cobra. Then again in text. Ergo. No. Then again. Then again. We'll come back to that. 15 across. Title for Sonia Boyce and Zaha Hadid. Who knows? 16 across. Change with the times. Adapt. Taurus has a hard time adapting to, change. So that's definitely not a Taurus word. 17 across. Battle of the Sexes. Elizabeth Shue. I always liked her. She was in that movie Cocktail. I love Cocktail. She was also in Karate Kid, the original Karate Kid, that is. 18 across. First aid kit brand. Band-Aid? I don't think so. First aid kit brand. We'll come back to that. Okay. Let me play this reel, and I hope YouTube allows it because it is part of a song by Cameron. All right. And it's just a snippet of the song, but what's crazy is I used to own this CD back in the day, and I don't recall ever hearing that song or definitely didn't recall hearing these lyrics. All right.
With noodles when I rake that poodle. You ain't know I was cuckoo and ate his doo-doo. And put 2 scoops in my Fruit Loops and convinced myself it was Cocoa Pebbles.
Okay, I gotta play it again because I don't think I got it from the beginning.
See, I was with noodles when I rake that poodle. You ain't know I was cuckoo and ate his doo-doo. And put 2 scoops in my Fruit Loops and convinced myself it was Cocoa Pebbles. See, you should.
Okay. Wait, I think he goes on. Oh no, it's just that part. All right, we gotta play it one more time. Hold on.
See, you thought I was with noodles when I rake that poodle. You ain't know I was cuckoo and ate his doo-doo. And put 2 scoops in my Fruit Loops and convinced myself it was Cocoa Pebbles. In my Fruit Loops and convinced myself it was Cocoa Pebbles. See, you should I was with noodles when I rake that poodle. You ain't know I was cuckoo and ate his doo-doo. And put 2 scoops in my Fruit Loops and convinced myself it was Cocoa Pebbles. See,
Okay, you know I had to look at his chart once I heard that. First of all, I didn't know if it was AI. I thought it was AI at first. Like somebody had basically switched up what he was saying and then made it him saying this stuff. But no, he actually says this in a song. And let me go to the video of that song. I forget what it's called. Let me go to it because you could check it out yourself and hear it for yourself. I was like, yo, never heard that shit before. All right, let's see. He said, and ate his doo doo. I was like, what? And when I heard that, I was like, he definitely got a square involving Aquarius and Scorpio. I was like, that's that square right there. And sure enough, I was right. I'm about to get into it in a minute. I just gotta find that damn video. And ate his doo doo. I was like, what? And it was one of those situations where, I had to keep playing it to make sure I heard it correctly. Like, is that what he really said? And again, my first thought was that somebody had took this and remixed it and made it like used some AI tool to make it sound like Cameron. Because nowadays they can do that. But no, this shit is real. Now, oh, let me just hit search. Okay, it's called Confessions of Fire. Yeah, that's the actual name of the song. No, it's called Confessions. I'm just like, damn. So I wasn't surprised when I pulled Cameron's chart. He was born on February 4th. That 4 is Aquarius energy, Uranus energy. So when you're dealing with an Aquarius that's a 4, that can be extra, extra Aquarian. And Aquarius is the sign of the pervert. And then he got his sun in Aquarius, squaring his Scorpio North Node. That is why he basically created that whole type. So basically, the whole song is dealing with he's basically acting like he's some psychiatric patient. Crazy. But I'm like, for you to even come up with that, to even have that, be part of your thought process, that's part of your creative expression. That's that sun in Aquarius squaring that Scorpio North Node. That square between Scorpio and Aquarius can manifest as sexual perversion. 13 down, ATP, had a Dutch baby. What? I'm not even supposed to be going down, but I guess that's 8. I don't even know what a Dutch baby is. 14 across. Then again in text. Now, I find it interesting that and a lot of people in the comments, they didn't know that these lyrics existed. And I'm talking about people that are Cameron fans. They had no idea that a song like this existed where he was talking this stuff like, R-ing a poodle and eating the doo-doo and putting 2 scoops in his Fruit Loops, making it seem like Cocoa Pebbles. Like, wow. I was just like, wow. That just shows dude ain't normal. Like, and that square in his chart is pointing to that as well. All right, 20 across. Sega's Hedgehog. That would be Sonic. So far, I don't see any Taurus words. 22 across. Patty or Selma to Lisa. I don't know. 23 across. Doesn't ring any bells. I can't recall. I don't remember. No. It, no. I'm, I mean, I'm, we'll come back to that. 30 across. Gibson, Les Paul. 31 across. Apple Assistant. Apple Assistant. We'll come back to that. 32 across. Class that isn't hard to pass. Home ec. I mean, what's that? What was that first class before homeroom? Class that isn't hard to pass. We'll come back to that. Gym health. 33 across. People also known as the Teton Sioux. I'll come back to that. 35 across. No plank. Punny name for dairy-free chocolate brand. No dairy-free. No milk. I don't know because I don't eat dairy-free chocolate. 36 across. Indigenous Coloradan. Yep. 38 across. Part of a streaming show that might be skipped. Part of a stream intro. 40 across. Tennis divider, net. 41 across. Thick carpet, tight. Shag. That's Taurus. 42 across. Bundles of wheat. That's Taurus all day. Bundles of wheat. Sheep. 44 across. Accounting review. I should know this because I was an accounting major. Accounting review. Accounting review. Audit. Yeah. My first job out of college was an internal auditor position. 46 across, like many JFK flights. Late? Like many JFK flights. We'll come back to that. 47 across. Yellow Jackets Network for short. I don't know. 50 across. Ah, so thirst quenching. Refreshing. We'll come back to that. They want to get fancy with these big words. All right. But yeah, that's basically what I wanted to talk about with this Cameron situation because I'm just like, I had no idea that that exists. Oh, he also got Venus square Pluto in his chart as well. So that could cause him to be, in terms of his what he puts out there, his artistic output, it could be, dealing with some type of taboos in some type of way. Even that Venus square Pluto could do it where he might have consumed something nasty, such as poop at some point. Maybe not on purpose, but maybe as some type of prank or some type of, or I'll even say this. With that Venus square Pluto, he might have thought about or considered contaminating somebody's food with dog doo doo. And maybe that's why he used that part in the song. Because that Venus square Pluto, that is like putting 2 scoops of doo doo in your Fruit Loop. All right, moving along. 33 across. 46. No. 55 across. 55 stay alive. Let's see what else I saved on my Instagram. Okay. That's not what I want. Hold on. All right, we want saved. What else did I save recently? Because sometimes I save these posts when I don't have time, like these reels on Instagram, and then I'll come back to it. Kevin Samuels wants to assess the type of relationships Tracy Ellis Ross selects. Oh yeah, I should have added her to the list of current events, hot topics, because I had saved an interview to my watch later list on YouTube featuring Michelle Obama and Tracy Ellis Ross, and I was planning on commenting on that. Actually, I'll just save that for another Astro crossword. It says Kevin Samuels wants to assess the type of relationships Tracy Ellis Ross select. Man, I don't want to hear that man's voice. Woman wearing Luigi Maggioni t-shirt flips out on an elderly couple over MAGA hat. Let's see what she's saying. Now, 68 across, East Coast ice cream brand. I was thinking Edie, but why isn't it? Hmm, is it, is what it, what? Okay, we'll come back to that. They trying to give me a challenge today. The N. Okay, like, come on now. 62 across, land measurement, acre. Mm-hmm. 55 across. Middlemarch novelist George. George 54 across. Make a long story short. Make a long story short. We gotta go down. Maybe I'm just off today. 41 down. Use the floor cushion. Sat, right? Mm-hmm. And then 36 down. No way. 37 down. Voila. Ta-da. 33 down. For real. Legit. That's Taurus. Taurus is about legit. Being legit. All right. So another topic of discussion, and I might do a reading on this, but it'll take me a minute because I'm gonna have to look at all their charts. But the Wayans family, in particular the Wayans brothers, they've been circulating the YouTube streets over something that Damon Wayans had said in an interview. And I'm just relating this to this and the situation with these lyrics coming out that Cameron had written back in the day. This is very Pluto and Aquarius. Because with Pluto and Aquarius, perverts are likely to be exposed. 24 down. Community edited website. Wiki. 33 across. So basically, Damon Wayans, let me pull up, see if I can find a video real quick where they're talking about this situation with Damon Wayans. I think I had saved that to my files too, but Damon Wayans interview. Was it Club Shay Shay?
My oldest brother Dwayne used to hang me on the door on the hook with your coat.
No. There's this quote where he's saying, my, I think he said him and Marlon, like he taught Marlon how to kiss or something. I'm trying to find that. But I always suspected the Wayans family, especially the brothers, of getting into some incestuous shit. Are they trying to scrub the internet of this already? Hold on. I know where to find the link. Yeah, where is it? Okay, maybe this. Nope. Dang. Okay, here it is. This is RRG. Hopefully they don't mind if I just play a little bit of this.
My brother Marlon.
Okay.
Shay Shay, Damon Wayans revealed he learned how to tongue kiss with his little brother Marlon.
Mm, that part. And then he basically says that it all started when their mother used to make them kiss each other on the lips when they were fighting or cutting up as a way to like get them to settle down or as a deterrent. And I'm just like, that just confirmed what I felt about the Wayans family. All for years I felt this. And I'm not the only one. If you go to RRG, there's some comments that are saying, I always suspected them of being either weird or perverted or incestuous and all that type of stuff. And then I found out that when the Wayans, Sean Wayans and Marlon Wayans had their TV sitcom, the Wayans brothers, from what I learned through the comments, they used to kiss each other on the lips. I didn't know that because I didn't watch that show. It never really appealed to me. But I was just like, wow. Now, on my Patreon, I did do a video about Marlon Wayans' recent stand-up comedy show. I think he put it out last year, and I did a video about that. So if you want to see that video, you can sign up for my Patreon and check it out. But I might, like I said, I might do a video just about the Wayans brothers in general and look at their synastry and stuff because yeah, I always suspected them of being kind of, strange in that way. And a lot of their comedy is very like nasty and gross. Granted, they're very talented in terms of comedy. I find them to be very funny at times. I like, quite a few of their movies and stuff, but sometimes their humor just goes too far when it comes to like sexual perversion. 31 across, Apple Assistant. Why don't I know that one? 45 down, possible explanation. Theory, right? Taurists don't do too well with theory. They're very much about what's real, what's verifiable, empirical evidence. 51 down, swearing in phase. Phrase. I do. I do everything for you. I do everything for you. I do. I'm gonna have to listen to that song later. That's an obscure 80s hit. I do anything for you. That was the shit. I do the world for you if you want me to. I do anything for you. All right, I think that's times. We're going to include that for Taurus times. The legs on a fork. 54 across. Make a long story short. Oh, edit. Okay. 55 across. Middleman novelist. Up. 65 across. Okay, and I still don't know about that ice cream. 49 down, but that's Taurus once I get the name of that ice cream. 49 down. Sea mammals that hold hands while sleeping. I don't know, man. Sea mammals that hold hands while sleeping. Whales? That wouldn't be whales. 48 down. Woot. I don't like this puzzle today. Like chai. Spiced. You can add that to the Taurus list just because it's dealing with food or drink. 47 down. 47 across. I don't know. 65 across. Oh, what else did I want to talk about? It was something else that's been in the news. Oh, this whole thing with Gayle King and Katy Perry going into space, Jeff Bezos' weird looking girlfriend. That's very Pluto and Aquarius as well. Expect to see more of this shenanigans, more of this charade, because I don't believe they really went into space. Casa. Look, is that Lakota? Must be Lakota. Yeah, I might do a reading on Gail as well. Not a long one, just dealing with her recent so-called trip ride. She don't like how people are saying ride, but I'm gonna call it a ride in so-called space. 39 down, oath. She took the oath. That's why she's one of the ones that were chosen. Would this be no? Let's do 5 down. Sanctuary poet Lyman. This gotta be fossil. At home. 3 down. Snap, crackle, and pop. Snap, crackle, and pop. Sounds. That's Taurus. 14 across. Then again in text. Then again. 4 down. That person there. I don't even know what that is. That then again. OTOH. I guess that's for younger generation. 5 down. Sanctuary poet. I don't know him. 6 down. Fleetwood Mac. Thunder only happens when it's raining. All right, 50 players only love you when they're playing. 22 across. Still don't know what that is. I'm drawing a blank. Okay. That's what I'm drawing today. A blank with this puzzle. All right, let me see what else I got saved.
Famous celebrities involved in the Diddy case.
Justin Bieber, Jennifer Lopez, Rihanna. They're saying possible victim, Jay-Z accomplice, Naomi Campbell accomplice. This is some conspiracy. I didn't save this one. This just popped up when I opened Instagram. 50 Cent, they're saying whistleblower, Kanye West whistleblower, Usher possible victim, Beyonce possible accomplice, Cassie Ventura victim, Cuba Gooding Jr. victim. I thought he was an accomplice. He is definitely not a victim. Stop. He's a perpetrator. Aaliyah, possible victim. Jaguar Wright, complainant. Michael Jackson, possible victim. Come on. Tupac, possible victim. I don't believe it. Well, maybe with the shooting, who knows? Let me see what else I got saved. That was stupid. Okay, let's see. What is this?
I date younger men.
Okay.
And a lot of it is because let's stop on that.
Okay. Oh my. Speaking of that interview with Tracy Ellis Ross and Michelle Obama, here's a clip of it right here again.
God, we had a great dinner. We had a great dinner, by the way. We're across the table. Your husband goes, but why? And I said, well, maybe because I can. That's what I'm saying. Tales from Tracy's. It's fun. It's very fun to share. Tracy tale. But no, I'm sorry. But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, what is this about? Yeah. Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older. I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in
Arbor Day, Tree Holiday, that's Taurus. Now, let me see if I got Tracy Ellis Ross's chart in my files. Hold on, because while she's talking, I'm gonna have to play it over again because I wasn't really listening. But let me see if I already have her chart in my files. Yep, I do. Do I have her birth date? Yep. Hopefully this is accurate. Let's see. Okay, let me start this over.
I mean, we've talked about this that often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because
Let's stop on that.
She said often she dates younger
oh my God,
men.
we had a great dinner.
She got Moon and Leo. That'll do it.
By the way,
Tracy Ellis Ross has Moon and Leo. It's in sextile to her Mars and Uranus in Libra. So that basically is dealing with younger men. And it works for her with that sextile. So even if she hasn't found the right one yet, it's very possible that she will at some point.
your husband goes, but why? And I said, well, maybe because I can.
Right? Yes. She said it maybe because I can. That's that Moon in Leo. Leo deals with young, sextile Mars in particular, but that Mars conjunct Uranus, that can deal with where they are just inexplicably, or you could say just magnetically drawn to her.
This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracy's.
It's fun. She's very fun to share.
Tracy tale.
But
I'm sorry.
But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, "What is this about?"
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older. I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and
Hold up. Apple Assistant Siri. See, I don't have an Apple phone. That's why I didn't get that one. But you see how she's talking about a lot of the men her age are dealing with this toxic masculinity. She wants a man that is very progressive, and that's shown through her Mars conjunct Uranus and Libra. She wants a Renaissance man. She wants a man that is very in tune with women. She wants a modern man, a progressive man, like I said. So she really is not into the macho type of men. And that's shown through Mars, conjunct Uranus, and Libra opposing her Chiron and Aries. So a lot of men in the manosphere, they're now up in arms with her saying this.
Felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, and I have no interest in it, and I will not.
Let me add too. She also has Venus at the 29th degree of Virgo, conjoined to Pluto at the 3rd degree of Libra. That 29 matches her birth number of 29. She's a Scorpio sun. But that Venus conjunct Pluto, Venus being in Virgo, that could deal with her easily attracting younger mates as well.
Do it again. Because I mean, we've talked about this that often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a great dinner. We
had
a great dinner.
I'm just letting this play again.
Well, your husband goes, but why? And I said, well, maybe because I can.
Reach. This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracy's.
It's fun. She's very fun to share.
Tracy tale.
But
I'm sorry.
But one of the reasons, though, that because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Because I want a partner, and so often, and it's not just that I'm older.
I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just.
Now, her saying she lives a very full and robust life. She's in charge of her life. That's her sun in Scorpio and sextile with her Jupiter in Capricorn. And she looks good for her age, if you ask me.
Age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, or I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again. Because I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men, and a lot of it is because.
But yeah, so that's that. So that's that hit. That hit. Shouldn't it be the spot? That hit. What would be the word in between? 34 down. I mean, the letter. You aren't going to like this. Oh, international. Okay. And then that hit. Oh, hits the spot. I'm told you I'm off today. 55 across. I'm drawing a blank like how this phrase says. 55 across. I still don't know that. Middleman novelist George. 57 down. Not interested in romance for short. Not interested in RB. 66 across. Over 1 over par. I don't even know what that is. Is that some golf term? 15, 5 down. Sanctuary poet. 7 down. Now there really is a wolf. I'm serious this time. I mean it this time. 8 down. Clean up like a glitchy code. 5 down in the thick of a mid. I thought it was going to be a mid. Clean up. Debug. Uh-huh. All right, let me see what else is on here.
When it comes to the personalized journal, going in a Jamaican restaurant, you're like, hi, what are your specials today?
Did you know that you might be paying
What are you doing when you get off tonight, baby?
Cooking.
You and I have on the same color outfit. Why don't you and I go on down here to the disco tonight? You know,
What are we gonna do?
dance, get together. Two beautiful people.
Where do you see one beautiful person?
Well, hey, baby. You know, life is beauty itself. And with you and I together, everything would be groovy. You see where I'm coming from?
No. Get off my desk.
Right?
But I tried anyway.
I don't like this puzzle.
What are you doing when you get off tonight, baby?
Saw this clip that was being spread around the internet.
400,000 for 20%. I'm not going to change that.
35.
Sorry, Robert.
Oh, well, Kim and Tim Lewis,
They were like, nah, we'll pass.
Why did you guys turn down the offer? Well, we knew we were worth more.
But what really stood out there is that, and I think they were shocked that y'all wouldn't just give up 20% of equity for $400,000. How did that decision turn?
I got $2,000 in a bag and everything, and she worried about. Whoa. What's up, darling?
Ever wonder why your cat avoids their water bowl?
Nope. Something to say. So the sun is in space. So why is it light on Earth, but there ain't no light in space? Let this shit sink in. Something to say. So the sun is in space. So
Right.
why is it light on Earth, but there ain't no light in space?
The nigga had the nerve to inbox me talking about, can I take you out for a casual day to make a friend? Fuck no. Do I look casual? Do I look?
You look crazy. Ew.
$4. Name your favorite 3 black people.
Michael B. Jordan,
Okay, why him?
because he's hot.
Yeah.
And then,
That black guys? No.
I mean, just on my type.
Just him.
Yeah, he's hot. And
One of the
then-
good ones.
Yeah. And then, what's the president? Oh.
Stop dunking.
And Bobby Brown is asleep on my sofa. You don't believe me, huh? Okay, come with me, but be very, very quiet.
You know, sweetheart, one day you should settle down and marry a rich man. And I said, Mom, I am a rich man.
Sharon Torrance. I like this puzzle. 60 down. WNBA great bird. I don't know nobody. I only know a couple of people in the WNBA. 61 down. Home Shopping Network. That's Taurus. Oh, buying all this stuff. Clothes, jewelry, household goods. Ew.
Until it's nice and tight.
Want to get something to eat?
A salad, yeah.
The convenience of fast food is a big thing with us.
Type shit.
Like 3 hot dogs, 3 nachos. I don't know how to cook.
Crazy.
I'm working 40 plus hours a week. No, Sam.
It's good.
And now my son gets that too. And that makes me feel bad because I'm the one buying it for him and feeding it to him.
Type shit.
I'm 8 years old.
I thought Edie's was with 2 D's.
Now.
That's Taurus, Edie's.
Actually, my seatbelt does not.
Otters. I didn't know otters held him.
It's to about right here.
That's crazy
I've
work.
always been overweight. 150 pounds in 4th, 5th grade. My stomach's right on the steering wheel, so when you make turns,
The gunshot. He moves.
it's difficult. My back's hurting, my hips are hurting, my feet hurt.
Going through, boo.
Get
Is it
wore out.
round?
Carrying
Yeah.
it. It's brown.
Nah, that couch
57
going
down.
through,
Not
bro.
interested in romance for sure.
A salad, yeah.
The
Not
convenience
interested in
fast
romance for sure.
is a big thing with us.
Type shit.
Like 3
I don't even know
hot
what
dogs,
that would
3
be.
nachos.
I don't like this chick. Who is
Crazy.
Sally?
6 hours a week.
Is that the chick who wrote this? Who wrote this crossword? Dina.
That too.
Not interested in romance for sure.
Feeding it to him.
Type shit.
I'm 8 years old. I'm 150 pounds. I'm the biggest person in my whole class.
Unfortunately, my seatbelt does not fit.
Arrow? I don't know what arrow is. Please somebody tell me. What the hell does that mean? Not interested in romance for short. Arrow? Whatever, that's stupid. 66 across. 1 over par. Is it bony? I don't know that term. 1 over par? Bowley? 1 over par. What would that be? And then this is 58 down. First Supreme Court justice to officiate a same-sex wedding. RB, who the hell is this? RB Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Oops, wrong letter. She recently died. Didn't she die last year? My bad. It's because I can't see the keys on the keyboard. Okay. And then we got one more. 53 down. Shade of Gray, Slate. That was horrible. 43 minutes. I was taking my time. I was stopping looking at stuff, but that was terrible. Makes sense though, because Mars is messing with my Mercury today. It already got two of my fingers. Like I hit my finger against the wall. You know how like I was reaching to turn off the light and then my finger hit the wall, and because I have a nail or like a press-on nail, it really hurts now. And then for some reason my thumb on my right hand is sore. So I'm like, I'm trying to type up a report and I'm like feeling the soreness in my fingers. That's Mars sextile square my Mercury right now. I'm just like, but anyway, I hope everyone is doing well. I got some videos lined up for you coming up, so stay tuned for that. If I decide to do Tarot Tuesdays tomorrow, I will send out the notification well in advance. If you would like a reading, you could go to my website. The link is in the description section. Thank you, many blessings, and I'll be back soon.